The constant noise of our thoughts, words, and actions often drowns out the silence in our lives. We are always talking, texting, or posting on social media, filling our days with an endless stream of noise. However, the teachings of Buddhism remind us that there are moments when silence is not just valuable but profoundly transformative. It teaches us to recognize the power of silence and to use it wisely, especially in 5 crucial situations. This journey through Buddhist spiritual teachings will lead us to understand the importance of remaining silent in these 5 situations. These teachings offer profound insights that can inspire us to live a more conscious, harmonious, and purposeful life. Let us explore these ancient pearls of wisdom, embracing the serenity of silence and finding solutions to our daily challenges. The power of silence. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, it is a deep state of being. As the great Vietnamese Zen master Thich Nhat Hanh said, silence is essential. We need silence just as much as we need air and light for plants. If our minds are filled with words and thoughts, we have no space. Buddhism acknowledges this space and encourages its cultivation in various areas of life. Silence is a gateway to inner peace, mindfulness, and self-awareness. It offers us the opportunity to listen not only to the outside world but, more importantly, to the whispers of our hearts and minds. It is a powerful tool that can transform the way we interact with the world and face life's challenges. As we embark on this journey through the 5 situations in which silence is recommended in Buddhism, we must remember that silence is not about being passive or indifferent, it is about being present, attuned, and intentional. Let us explore these situations, understand their significance, and embrace silence as a source of empowerment. Silence in the face of anger. Always remain silent when you are angry. This phrase carries profound wisdom because anger is a powerful and often destructive emotion. When we are angry, our words and actions are driven by intense emotions and can result in undesirable consequences. Buddhism teaches that anger arises from attachment, aversion, and ignorance. When we cling to our desires or aversions and fail to see the impermanence and interconnectedness of all things, anger can overwhelm us. In such moments, silence is a powerful antidote. Silence gives us the space to pause and reflect on the origin of our anger. It allows us to step back and observe our emotional reactions without judgment or immediate expression. Through silence, we can engage in mindfulness and self-inquiry, gaining insight into the deeper causes of our anger. Furthermore, silence acts as a shield against the harsh words and actions that often accompany anger. It prevents us from harming others and ourselves. In the silence of restraint, we can protect our relationships and create an environment of calm and understanding. In Buddhist tradition, there is a story of the 2 arrows. The first arrow represents the initial pain or suffering we experience when something disturbing happens to us. The second arrow symbolizes the suffering we inflict on ourselves through our reaction to the first arrow. By practicing silence in the face of anger, we can avoid firing that second arrow and reduce unnecessary suffering. Silence in the presence of gossip and slander. Always remain silent when you hear gossip and slander. This teaching emphasizes the importance of mindful speech and the consequences of engaging in harmful communication. Gossip and slander are like poisoned arrows that can harm not only the person being spoken about but also those who speak. In Buddhism, right speech is a fundamental ethical guideline that stresses the importance of speaking truthfully, kindly, and beneficially. Gossip and slander violate these principles and can create disharmony and suffering. Choosing silence in the face of such conversations aligns with the principles of right speech and fosters a more compassionate and harmonious society. Gossip and slander often arise from negative emotions such as jealousy, resentment, or the desire to damage someone's reputation. Engaging in this type of speech not only perpetuates negative emotions within ourselves but also spreads negativity to others. It can harm relationships, trust, and community bonds. Silence in these situations serves multiple purposes. First, it prevents us from participating in harmful discourse. By choosing not to engage in gossip or slander, we avoid the moral and karmic consequences of speaking falsehoods or causing harm to others. Second, silence offers an opportunity to reflect on the intent behind the gossip or slander. Are we acting out of envy, anger, or fear? This self-reflection can be a catalyst for personal growth and transformation. Additionally, choosing silence can encourage those engaging in gossip to reconsider their words. By refusing to participate or listen to such conversations, we send a signal that we do not condone this behavior. This non-participation may inspire others to rethink the impact of their words and even discourage further negative discourse. Silence during conflict. Always remain silent during conflicts. Conflict is an inevitable part of human interactions, but how we approach it can significantly impact its outcome. Buddhism encourages us to choose silence as a response to conflict, emphasizing the role of mindfulness, compassion, and understanding in conflict resolution. Conflicts often arise from differences in opinions, values, or interests. They can lead to heated arguments, painful words, and emotional distress. In these moments, silence can act as a soothing balm, allowing us to step back, reflect, and respond with wisdom and compassion. Silence in the midst of conflict is not about avoiding or suppressing our feelings. It is about creating a space for active listening, empathy, and finding common ground. By choosing silence, we allow ourselves and others to express themselves without fear of judgment or escalation. Moreover, silence enables us to disengage from the cycle of reactivity. When we respond to conflict with anger or defensiveness, we often escalate the situation, making it more difficult to resolve. Silence breaks this cycle, providing a pause for reflection and a more conscious response. Silence in times of suffering. Always remain silent when witnessing the suffering of others. Compassion is at the heart of Buddhism, and this teaching emphasizes the power of silence as a means of expressing compassion and offering comfort to those who are suffering. When we encounter the suffering of others, our immediate response may be to offer words of comfort or advice. However, Buddhism suggests that in many cases, silence is more profound and compassionate. Silence communicates our presence, our empathy, and our willingness to listen without judgment. Suffering is an inherent part of the human experience and can manifest in various forms, including physical pain, emotional distress, or the challenges of daily life. Witnessing the suffering of others is a common experience in our interconnected world, whether it's a friend going through a difficult breakup, a family member facing a health crisis, or a stranger struggling with hardships. In these moments, our natural inclination is to offer words of comfort or advice in an attempt to alleviate the suffering we perceive. However, Buddhism suggests that in many cases, silence is a deeper and more compassionate response. This teaching aligns with the principle of right speech, emphasizing the importance of speaking kindly and beneficially. In the face of another person's suffering, silence can be the kindest and most beneficial choice. Silence in times of suffering communicates our presence and empathy. It conveys the message that we are here to support and listen to the person who is suffering. Words, even well-intentioned ones, may not always express the depth of our compassion. In contrast, silence creates a space for the person in suffering to share their thoughts and experiences in their own way and in their own time. It offers a refuge where they can be heard without judgment. In this space of silence, individuals often find comfort and support. Silence demonstrates our respect for the person's autonomy and capacity to face their suffering. It acknowledges that not all suffering can be alleviated with words or advice. Sometimes, the greatest gift we can offer is our presence and our ability to listen deeply. Silence in moments of decision-making. Always remain silent when making important decisions. Silence is crucial when facing significant choices because it allows for clarity and deep reflection. When we are about to make decisions that can significantly impact our lives or the lives of others, it is vital to create a space for contemplation. Buddhism teaches that silence provides the opportunity to listen to our inner wisdom and discern the best course of action. Making important decisions is often accompanied by external pressures, the opinions of others, and a cacophony of internal thoughts. Silence offers us a refuge from these distractions, allowing us to tune into our deepest values and intuitions. It is in this space of stillness that we can weigh the pros and cons, consider the long-term implications, and align our choices with our ethical and spiritual principles. Silence in decision-making also promotes mindfulness, a central practice in Buddhism. Being fully present and aware during the decision-making process helps us to perceive the nuances and subtleties that may not be evident amidst the noise and busyness. In this way, silence enables us to make more informed, compassionate, and aligned decisions with our life's purpose. The wisdom of Buddhism offers a profound understanding of the transformative power of silence in 5 crucial situations: anger, gossip and slander, conflict, witnessing the suffering of others, and our own suffering. In these moments, silence serves as a source of mindfulness, compassion, and personal growth. Silence is not about being passive or indifferent, it is an intentional choice to create space, listen, reflect, and respond with wisdom and empathy. It aligns with the principles of right speech, compassion, and non-attachment as outlined in the Noble Eightfold Path. By always choosing silence in these 5 situations, we empower ourselves to transform negative emotions, nurture compassion, and foster understanding. We protect our relationships, minimize harm, and contribute to a more harmonious and connected world. By learning to be present, listen deeply, and embrace the healing power of silence, we integrate these teachings into our daily lives. We embark on a journey of self-discovery and personal transformation, moving toward the ideals of Buddhism that seek to alleviate suffering, cultivate compassion, and awaken to the interconnectedness of all beings. In doing so, we not only find solutions to life's challenges but also discover a path to inner peace and enlightenment. Silence is essential. We need silence as much as we need air, as much as plants need light. If our minds are full of words and thoughts, there is no space for us. In the profound silence of these 5 situations, we discover the space we need to live more consciously, more compassionately, and more authentically.